really grateful and excited to be here. Thank you so much for everyone for making the time. So in the next 15 to 20 minutes, we'll be sharing about Unit University. This is one of our 5 initiatives of Unit. And I guess the first question is why? Why are we doing this? So basically, with Unit, we believe that education is super important. We think that knowledge is something that can really empower people. And we think that education is the key alongside the token economy to really uplifting and supporting people to reach their maximum potential. And how are we doing that? So we basically have this knowledge base. We call it Unit University. It's unituniversity.com, and it's what we believe to be the evolution of Wikipedia. It's the evolution of Encyclopedia Britannica. It's the evolution of we want it to be this knowledge base where people can learn about the token economy, as well as everything in the world where it moves towards the token economy. How are we doing that? So we basically have this program where people start off with the forums like this. They go through the master's program where they learn about the token economy. Then they learn about the token economy and how it applies to their specific industry. And then they do a launchpad. Whilst all of this is happening, they're building up a bunch of knowledge, a bunch of information, a bunch of insights to share, and that basically goes into the university forum. So our vision really is to provide much more information to everyone. The same way, before Wikipedia, people couldn't find out information about very particular niche topics. We believe that Wikipedia is just the beginning. So we think that University can be this encyclopedia that's openly accessible and available for everyone. As mentioned, Encyclopedia Britannica, this is what every library had. Not every household had, but some people bought the full collection, and they used this prior to the internet for learning about particular information. It really had information on everything, from countries to animals to subjects. Like, really fascinating. I loved it because I learned so much from going through the encyclopedia and understanding about very niche and particular topics. Wikipedia took this to the next level. So it was basically taking the idea of an encyclopedia and putting it on the internet. And I've spent time with the founder of Wikipedia, Jimmy Wales, and I really respect how he's come up with this concept of making anyone able to edit it. So the fact that if you want to edit any Wikipedia page, go ahead, and it basically allowed this collaborative nature to build the world's biggest encyclopedia. Another form of university is Singularity University. So this is more of a program, but it's also focused on education. It basically works with thought leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, and tries to bring them into the new economy. So why this is relevant to the university talk here is because it tries to work with cutting edge technologies like AI or biotech and give these leaders or entrepreneurs information and knowledge with regards to what could be coming into the future. The Ivy League schools, this is super relevant because this used to be a stamp of approval. So for instance, the organization, one of the organizations I worked at in London, the Founders Forum, it only hired from Cambridge or Oxford. Many firms in the US, they will only hire, like Google says, if you go to an Ivy League school. Otherwise it completely writes you off or disregards you. So I think why Unit University is important. It kind of removes this elitist sort of element of society, where it's not necessary to even go to university or graduate from one of these top universities to make a huge impact, positive impact and difference on the world. Coursera is super interesting because it takes this idea of Ivy League schools or encyclopedia, and it creates a bunch of courses and material to share information for people. People have realized now how big online education is, but compared to where it's headed in the future, we're super excited in terms of the potential for education and access to education. Like, information now is super readily available with the internet, but we think that education is still not as available as it should be, which brings us to Khan Academy. So Khan Academy is one of the leading platforms for kindergarten to grade 12. So it was basically started by Mr. Khan. So he was basically teaching his cousin, through video conferencing, math, science, languages, and then he started recording some of his courses, his lessons to his nephew, and putting it online. So it's just one person, building up these videos on, statistics, or on biology or physics, on languages, and put it all there. And it's exceptional for how well it's grown. And it's completely free, like Wikipedia, and it's provided a wide range of knowledge and expertise to many different people. Next, going back to Wikipedia, Wikipedia is amazing because it basically allows everyone to contribute to it. The blockchain world has something called Everipedia. So it tries to be the decentralized version of Wikipedia, and they have an IQ token, which is rewarding and representing ownership in the decentralized Wikipedia. We believe that Unit University is very similar to Everipedia, and it's similar to Everipedia. Unit University is the evolution of Wikipedia. So if you go into unituniversity.com, you can see that we have the building blocks for this evolution of Wikipedia. We're starting our first paper in January. So what is a paper? Of our paper 1, which represents 5 different writers writing 10 papers. Then edition 2 comes in February. That's growing our team to 10 writers who are publishing 20 papers. And every month, we want to publish a number of high quality papers, which then allows other people to publish papers or articles on everything in a very collaborative model. So touching on our roadmap, we're looking for content writers. We're looking for people in our master's program. Some of the people we have a few hundred people in our current master's program. We'd love if you could take some of your learnings and insights and put it into Unit University. We also have 49 other forums to go. This is our first forum. So if there's any key learnings or takeaways and you do jot down some notes, please feel free to publish it onto the university for other people to learn and thrive from. So thank you very much, everyone, and looking forward to the rest of the conference. Thank you. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to write in the chat.